Raid countdown.
10, 9, 8, and we're live.
Go.
I assume. Okay. So, to start, we have our inevitable, very short flashback cutscene where we see the Misty Prince, the ship that you arrived here on, pulling out of the Imperial Port City and inching its way toward the big blockading ship in the harbor, which also raises anchor. And as the Misty Prince heads off toward the horizon, the big ship turns and follows. A few moments after the large ship gets further away on the horizon, from an innocuous-looking fog bank, a small black ship slips out of harbor and seems to tail the other two ships. So we cut to you folks.
We're aware of that ship.
You are not. You're aware of the big ship, yes. You're not aware
Not
of the
the
little black ship. So let's see. Age of Sail. That's a good one. Stop the Fishing Village song. So you're heading to Warmstone. The quick recap of the last game, because it's been about a month again, is that most of you had walked around the Imperial capital city talking to a few folks, particularly a group of youths who were a bunch of warehouse worker guys, whatever, and Avora had tried to convince them that they could be anything they want to be when they grow up, and they said, no, that's not possible. And then you met with a councilwoman, or former councilwoman, a Green Dragonborn, who gave you a few tidbits about societal issues and whatnot. And you decided to skip town and head over to Warmstone to go to Balderon, which is the island of Avora's forefathers and parents, probably.
All four of them.
Yes, all four of your fathers. Well, your two fathers and your two mothers, most likely.
All four fathers.
Or two grandfathers and two grandmothers. Not what. It's roughly 2.5 days of sailing. So you pull into the docks of Warmstone sometime in the late afternoon. And now, where Basiltrice was this big city of taller buildings and much more metropolis-like, large and established, Warmstone feels to be more of a quaint village. It still has roughly the same footprint as the capital city. It's still a very large township, but it has a more quaint feel to it. All the buildings are, 1 story, maybe 2 stories for like inns and town centers and stuff. And the docks don't seem to have a regular, port master or anything like that. It's just an array of docks jutting out into the water. There's a lot more trees intermingled with the houses. It definitely feels more quaint and homey than where you just left. And as you pull into dock, Torga, the Dragonborn that's with you, spends a lot more time on deck. He stays relatively to the front of the ship because he doesn't want to be spotted by the ship that's following you, but you are a good distance ahead of it, so they're not really, as far as you know, they can't really pick out who's who on the deck.
Right.
And when you do dock at Warmstone, the big ship stays out in the harbor, probably half a mile out. Not in any position to block you because of the way the harbor is set up, but definitely at a point where no matter which direction you try to go, they can see you and follow.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you like to do here in Warmstone?
So your ancestors are from this town or
Yes.
elsewhere?
So,
Okay.
They're right. They're from here. This island or this town?
This island is Balderon. The town, I believe. I'd have to go back and listen, but I think you had listened or had asked somebody about Balderon, and you had been given this location as a place that someone you knew or something had been. I'm adapting because I don't take notes either. So if you don't remember, I don't remember, and it's fine.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm terrible. Do you have your parent names, Amanda?
What a solid question. Hold on a second.
Because I thought you had said once that like I had given them to you and forgot.
I think you did. Hold on. Let me see if it's in my bio.
If you
Nope,
say if
because
it's in
that's
my
not
butt.
filled out. Bio?
Oh.
But it's not because my bio's not filled out at all. So it's probably on my handwritten character sheet upstairs.
Okay. Then I'm not gonna. We'll just call them Mom and Dad for now.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't have a map of the town because I'm going to be a little bit light on maps, which is less pressure. After you guys pressured Nate to stop looking for maps, I decided I was going to take that advice as well.
Yeah.
Find maps if it's a combat map, right? Or if it
Right.
needs to be a backdrop.
Yeah, don't stress yourself.
And I don't have a nice fishing backdrop, so
Whatever.
right. That's fine.
Why is there no music?
There's music. Well, I mean, there's Age of Sail playing, which is kind of. It's just.
Yeah, maybe it is.
It's really low. Yeah, you might have to turn yours up.
For some reason, I had the music volume all the way off.
Ah. Well, you get to shore, and as you as you step ashore, who's going ashore first of all?
I am.
I am.
Who is?
I think we all are.
Okay.
Yes. All of them.
You get a lot of looks, right? People stop what they're doing, and they turn and they kind of gawk, and no one really makes any attempt to hide the fact that they're just staring agog at this group. And for the first time since you've gotten here, Torga dares to venture off the ship, and he walks about and just he smiles. It's like a genuine smile for that. This is the first time you've seen him kind of lighten up a little bit since this whole expedition started. And he spots someone and waves, and they come running over, and they're like, Torga, is that you? He says, yes, it's been years. How are you? We need to catch up. Avora, I'm gonna let me know if you're leaving. I'll leave word with the ship where I'm going to be. And he kind of wanders off with this other dragonborn toward a tavern.
We'll be around. No worries.
I'm sure I'll hear if you're leaving.
Yep, probably.
You do see one building that kind of looks out of place here. And it looks like a very, very shoddy attempt at a temple similar to the one you saw in Basil Trees, except that it looks to be, again, like kind of thrown together, not built by real professionals. But it does still have a tentacle-looking motif drawn on the front wall. And there are a few of the brass dragonborn guards standing around. It doesn't look like the kind of town that gets into fights, and yet there are a lot of just guards standing around. But you know, just a quick cursory glance, you notice that they're still following the same work color-based arrangements. The township or the guards are all brass or bronze. The dock workers are all blue and green. You don't see any red or gold off the top of your off the front or anything, but you do see a lot of sailors, which are the silver dragons for the most part. But yeah, I don't know. What do you want to do?
I am going to follow Avora. I'm always going to be within 10 feet of Avora.
Okay. It is an awkward town.
Yes, I'm just going to explore, and if I see anybody that looks like they're not super rude, I will probably ask them about the town and how they like it here.
Okay.
And what they eventually like leading up to asking if they have heard my family name, basically.
What the hell was that?
I think EJ's talking to the dog.
Alright.
Because her mic is more sensitive than mine. You find a we'll say not a youth, but like a young adult guy.
Youth
kind of gets a little bit worked up. Not worked up. Coaxed by his friends to come over and get a closer look. And we have 2 tieflings, a half-orc, a half-elf, and a human. So they definitely are interested in the tieflings because you're the ones with horns and stuff. And one of them walks up, and he gets up close to William, and with like 5 feet away or so. And he says, and he looks at Avora and says, "Can I touch him?" What is that?
What?
Ask him.
What?
That?
You can ask.
Sure. Go ahead. I won't breathe fire.
It speaks. You.
Okay, these are people, not it. Let's not.
At least I won't breathe fire on you.
Can you breathe fire?
Fire blades. Well, not fire. Not breathe fire, but I can make swords of fire.
I can breathe fire.
As can many of us.
A lot of people can.
I'll breathe fire into the air. Just for fun.
Gee, thank goodness we're immune.
There's your short rest fire breath for the...
I never use it, it's fun.
And a fight breaks out. No!
I can create fire with my hands, though.
He says, what hellhole were you birthed from?
Rodez. It's not really a hellhole. It's a regular human town.
William, I don't think that's what he's... I don't think he's asking where you live.
We have tales of legends of demons like you.
Okay, so they're not demons, just like half demons. They're my siblings. Let's move on. Okay.
I'm sorry. My name is Kurgona.
What?
It is good to meet you. We heard news that some strangers from across the sea had arrived, and word travels fast here in the Isles.
Oh my god! She jumped back in your chair. I'm sorry, hold on a second. She literally left back in your chair as you were sitting down. A cat tried to commit suicide.
Oh.
I picked her up out of Chandra's chair. She's like obsessed with it, and she jumped back into the chair as Chandra was sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
sorry.
Warm.
Yeah, she's obsessed with her chair. All right, sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
I should name him Ishkabib or whatever it was.
Ishkawad Beeb.
Ishkawad Beeb.
One person has to be like named that, but only when Chris is back. Yeah. Only when Chris is back.
Yeah. I'm gonna add that to the list here of random names. Ishkawad Beeb. There we go. And future NPCs. Perfect. He says, "Welcome to Warmstone. If there's anything I could do for you, I would love to show you around."
Yeah, sure. Why not a tour?
Sure. And he takes you around the town, but there's nothing that the town would have that wouldn't be something you've seen in other towns. There's taverns, there's
So while we're walking,
town
I'll just
center,
ask
there's
them
a
about
center
like the
square and
people that
stuff.
live there and like the family,
Okay.
like the common families and stuff from there, like the most well-known families, I guess.
In your brief conversations, because I don't feel like making up a bunch of small talk right now.
Same. That's what I'm just saying. It generalized.
You're right. The name Sakona or Kona turns up or is mentioned, and he can point out to you the residential area where the Kona family comes from.
Okay.
And he mentions that there is a Kona named Breck who still lives in the area. He's kind of an older gentleman. Retired. Some 20-odd years now. He just kind of tends to himself. The name isn't familiar to you, obviously, because you don't even really remember your own parents, let alone any relatives you may have had.
Right.
But he shows you the house, and it's not well-to-do. It's fairly average for this town. And after you've had your little tour, it's getting to be late, maybe sundown.
Ortiz.
Ortiz. That is the dog we're getting rid of, thank God.
I don't know where he is.
Well, he's not outside because we closed the door. And he says his goodbyes and shakes your hand and thanks you for letting him show you around.
Yeah, thank you.
And then he bows again. Pats William on the head once.
I'm going to toss him a gold coin.
Why, thank you. And he looks at it for a moment. He's like, "Oh, is this coinage from your homeland?"
It is, but gold spends the same as gold anywhere.
True. I'm just marveling at this. What do you call it? Human face on the coin?
Sure. Yep.
Is he the face of your emperor?
Whose face is on the coin?
I would say probably the first Hurek. Not the current king, but the previous king.
No. And then I will tell him all that it's not the current.
Not
leader.
relevant. Blah blah blah. Yep. He says, well, I will go see if it spends just like any other coin, and he heads toward the nearest tavern.
My kind of guy.
Right.
So it is roughly sundown. The sky is darkening quickly, and no. What do you want to do? Sorry, my brain is moving.
It's getting darker, you said?
It is getting darker. Do you want to stay on the ship, or do you want to find a place in town?
What does everybody think? Would you like to stay in town or just on the ship and then we can come back in the morning? If we are going to stay on the ship, I'd like to go have a drink before we do that.
I guess it would depend on how integrated you want to be with this town.
A drink doesn't hurt.
Well, let's go have a drink and see how the vibe is at the inn or at the bar. And if it's off-putting, then we'll just go back to the ship.
Yeah, let's check out the music scene.
Yeah. Perfect.
Let's do
More
it.
attention for you. That's exactly what we need right now.
I'm just going to put
use
this map because it's there. And it
Man, I could dance all night.
How old are you now?
I think he's like 14.
15 or something.
Yeah, he's still... I was going to say he's still the youngest, but that would make sense since no one out-levels or out-ages anyone else.
Right.
Who is not here? Avora. Okay.
Well,
I don't have a ton of Dragonborn tokens.
I might have gone through some Massachusetts time bubbles and aged faster, but...
What the fuck am I pink?
Massachusetts time bubbles tend to freeze time.
What
the rest of us could have gone.
What's wrong?
We don't know.
I don't know what's happening.
Did you see
this
the map change?
bar looks so familiar.
Yeah, it will.
Hey man, you find a good bar, you keep a good bar.
And all the Dragonborn look the same. You see Dragonborn of every color except black and white. You've still yet to see one of either one. If you don't remember, the story you've been given is that, a couple decades ago, all the black and white Dragonborn came down with a horrible sickness.
Mm.
And then summarily disappeared, were rounded up for their own safety. And then apparently they all just started dying off. Supposedly. Supposedly. Let's say, what's this one look like? Yeah, we're not going to use that one. Oh, that one will work. There you go. Bartender. Looks just like everybody else. You walk into the bar and whatever music was playing just stops. We'll go awkward silence.
Okay.
You could hear a pin drop. And the bartender shouts out, "Ah, the newcomers." And he looks at one of his bartenders and he says, "Get them all a free round of drinks. What are you doing? What are you waiting for? Get moving." He looks back at the stage wherever the performer was and he says, "Get back to playing. It's a lively night."
I'll nod to him and say thank you. And, I don't know. Just find a table, I guess.
Okay. So you can, a bunch of people clear out of the largest table so that you can sit, and everyone gathers around, and the bartender himself comes over and he gives you a big platter of whatever he was cooking out back, and he's like, "It's on the house."
Oh, that's very generous.
Looks delicious. Thank you.
It is delicious. Thank you for noticing.
Is it a full glass?
Oh yeah, you get a mug with the glass, and you get like a platter of some hunk of some kind of meat.
Sweet.
You haven't been into the wilderness, so you haven't seen what kind of animals they slaughter here, but it kind of tastes like beef.
I don't know how good it is, but Dura's just gonna chug it.
All right, it's definitely not the kind of drink you're used to. I'm not an alcohologist. Alcohologist?
Really?
You already be the first.
So I'm not going to describe what the drink tastes like or anything like that. But music starts playing and it's not too bad. There's some weird instruments you've never seen before. And people go back to what they were doing, what they were drinking. And you hear just mumbling, and you occasionally see a glance over their shoulder looking at you and stuff like that. There's definitely a level of suspicion's not the right word, but you are the focus of attention here, yeah.
I'll just talk to anybody that comes nearby, or like waves to anybody that is looking at us. I'm not going to go out of my way to like go up to anybody.
Yeah, and no one really comes over to bother you. The only people that approach your table would be the wait staff coming to bring you more food and drink or whatever. But the bartender never once asks for your coin. But as the night goes on, word gets out that you're here, and you see eventually every seat in the place is packed of people just doing their own thing, but obviously gawking at the newcomers. So you start to see what the bartender's angle is here. He doesn't need to make money from you because he's making plenty from everyone else coming to see you.
So how long have we been in the Isles? Was it 3 days or?
I think you've been in the
No, he's not.
Nice, thanks, Nate. You just spent 2.5 days sailing to this island here, but I think you were in the Imperial City for 3 days, 2 or 3 days. Yeah, I can't remember specifically.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I am going to ask someone. It seems like we're pretty
Gotta stay on
famous
the call.
around here. I hear word travels fast. How is there like a magical messaging network here, or people bringing ships around, or what?
We
How do you
use
hear
we
about it?
use sending stones between
Ah,
city centers.
Fancy.
It's how we keep the peace between the islands.
handy.
Hey, heads up, I'm not at my computer. I have to run out and pick up my son, but I'm staying on the call.
Oh no! All right. Yeah, he or the bartender or the wait staff. We'll say it's a waitress. She basically says, us Dragonborn, we sometimes we have fiery tempers, and we used to war between the islands, but it was the Emperor and his men brought stability, and through communication we maintain a civil mindset with one another. Is it not the same in your lands?
Some parts.
Dur's gonna look at Avora and be like, fiery temper, that's for sure.
Hey, that's rude.
A trait among races.
Legitimate, but rude.
Why do we have a rage room in our house?
I'm sure it depends on the person.
I mean, let's be realistic, though. How much of that is for me and how much of it is for you?
No comment.
I would like to comment here that I've replaced both your doors an equal amount of time.
Fine. Fine.
At least I can admit it.
A warm temper, I guess. Wouldn't say fiery.
The innkeep would like to know if you would like to stay here tonight, says the waitress.
Well, that depends. How will it be uncomfortable for anybody if we stay on?
We have plenty of vacant rooms. Most of these people here are just here to eat.
Right. Will it be uncomfortable for anybody in town if we are staying in town?
I don't think so. Do you all snore loudly?
Nope.
Like
but
really loudly?
I mean, I'm just gonna look at Nevea. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how comfortable people are with people who aren't like them, so I just want to make sure we're not making anyone uncomfortable.
Oh, no. I think it would be great business for our establishment if you were to spend the night here. I'm not going to mince words about it. He definitely likes your presence in the building is bringing in the business.
That's fair. I'm going to look around. Is everybody okay with that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I could give you a real show if you want.
Oh, dear.
It's 2 to a room, so it looks like 3 rooms then?
Yes. Who's not with us? Are we just saying Chris on the ship?
Yeah, Chris stayed at the ship, yeah. Something's wrong with his lizard. It's throwing up or something, and he wants to...
Hate it when that happens.
It's seasick.
Yep, he's a seasick lizard.
Does somebody want to... We have to send word back to our ship that we're going to be staying on shore tonight.
William, who's in your book?
Oh, yeah. I am. That doesn't help.
Let me check.
Don't you... Oh. The other dragon goes.
Oh, there is an upstairs. Look at that.
Hey.
All right. Well, let me get rid of these dragonborn.
Well, nobody on the ship.
Great, we're good at this.
The ship's not too far away.
Yeah, we'll just, one of us can run over there. I'll take a walk after we're done eating and stuff, after we get settled in the room and go let them know.
All right. Who wants to go back?
What?
Who's going back to the ship? Everybody?
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I'm gonna go back after we're done in the inn or in the bar, and just let them know that we're gonna be staying on the boat.
Wherever you're going, I'm going. So I'm going with you.
Okay.
So you're in the bar for probably 3-4 hours of just drinking and talking and whatnot. So it's approaching midnight when you decide someone better run back to the ship. And it's the rooms they give you is this one, which is 4, and this one, which is 2. I'll ping it again like that so you can see it. So you can decide who wants how, and not that it terribly matters, but who is going back to the ship specifically?
Me.
All right.
And me.
Dura, Avora. Anyone else?
Whoever else wants to tag along.
I'm always staying 10 feet from Avora, so yeah.
Okay.
Tres amigos.
All right. So the Tres amigos.
And William.
The Cuatros amigos.
Cuatros amigos.
Are slipping out into the night as
Bye,
Osric and Nevaeh hang out in the bar.
Oh, and Nevaeh.
Nevaeh starts playing with the band.
Don't get too drunk, sis.
I need a night.
Is that a daily? I have to play with the band?
I think so.
Okay.
Come
and
on.
drunken interactions.
That'll work. Ooh. So what we do is we go. No. What is this? Oh, well, that's the old Osric token. Holy crap. All right.
Ooh, we're bringing back Fabulous Goth, Osric. Oh.
We get our spooky boy.
Spooky boy.
Spooky Pete.
Don't know why I automatically played that. It's all right. Don't mind me.
We never do.
Nope, we never do. I feel like every night is my first time.
She said.
What a...
Whoa! All right, that's enough. Yeah, all right, that's fine. I did that to myself. Yep. All right, we'll go with low visibility light, and we'll drag the 4 of you onto the map.
Like a surgeon.
Can you shift ping when you do that?
I will.
Right.
Just make sure if we move, move me.
And Avora.
Oh, I'm so far ahead.
I didn't mean to do that. And William.
Sarah, come back.
All right. So you run down to the ship, and when you walk up the gangplank, you can see the ship out in the harbor, the one that followed you, has, like, the whole top deck is just lit up. Like, there's no way you could miss it in the dark. It's almost like a lighthouse parked half a mile out into the harbor. And the captain, Mitch, walks up and he says, I wish we could lose our tail. These guys are really starting to unnerve me.
It is a little intense.
How's everything going back on shore? We going to be here long, do you think?
A few days, I think, at least.
Well.
We're going to stay at the inn tonight. They've offered us room.
All right, I'll let the men know they can go ashore if they want. What's the attitude here? I mean,
curious,
mostly humans, so.
Yeah, they're curious, but they seem friendly. We haven't gotten any bad attitudes at all.
Okay. So, just looking at the crew of the ship here, there's another tiefling, 2 half-orcs,
just
mostly humans, and I think 2 halflings.
And anything that's unfamiliar to them, they're gonna try to, like, touch you. Not, like, uncomfortably, but, like, if you have horns, they're gonna want to see your horns.
Prices? Expensive? Do the crew need money? What do you think?
I'm going to give 50 gold to the crew.
Oh,
to spend
okay.
Lunch.
Wow, that's generous.
Can you take that off my character sheet, please?
Oh, yeah, because you're away from your computer.
I'm in the car.
Yep. Oh, are you driving somewhere?
Yeah, I'm going to pick up my son.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
All right, so let's see. Got it. You are taken care of. All right, so you inform them, give them the money, tell them that it's okay to go to shore, whatever.
Yeah,
It's kind of late, so they're not going to go to shore now.
No, I'm just telling them to go in the morning and that they can take 2 days leave.
Okay. As you head back onto shore, I want the four of you to make a perception roll, unless Chris has something to say.
Yeah, two things.
Yes.
First, I might actually stay on the ship to watch this other ship, since I can stay up all night. And second, how intelligent are familiars? Are they semi-intelligent?
It depends on the animal, I think. I don't think their intelligence changes with your intelligence. So a bat, for example, has a 2.
Okay, so they can't talk and whatnot.
No.
They're just...
No.
Okay.
Right.
Okay,
Can you speak telepathically with them? Or communicate telepathically with them? Is that how that works?
I think you can perceive through them and give them commands.
If they're within 100 feet.
You can give them commands. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Only if they're within 100 feet, though, which I'm guessing the ship is more than that, so...
Yeah, the other ship? Yeah. Oh, were you hoping to send it out to spy, like park it and spy?
Yeah.
Well, you could still do that through its eyes, right?
Not outside 100 feet, I think.
Oh, that's 100 feet also. Okay.
Yeah.
Why is someone running a chainsaw?
Because it's game time. There has to be outside noises.
Well, I'm tempted to actually swim out there or something and see what
by
they're
yourself
up to.
At night.
Okay, yeah, bad idea.
I was gonna say, let him do it. Let him do it.
All right, whatever.
However,
Osbright doesn't say that. Jamie says that.
Right.
Probably just turn him into a dolphin or something.
Yeah, where's our now druid?
Well, I will use a ritual of speak with animals.
I will be right back.
Okay.
And I will offer some seagulls some tasty morsels if they will go over and tell me what's going on that ship.
Okay.
Mine?
Handling check.
How many seagulls are out at midnight?
Not a terrible lot, but if you start throwing breadcrumbs around, you'll watch them appear out of nowhere.
Yeah, there's probably some like hanging out on the top of the ship and stuff. So,
French fries and Alka-Seltzer.
You find like an albatross that just happens to be hanging out on the deck of your ship, and you walk over and you cast the ritual. And what are you offering to give him if he goes and checks?
Hey, you want this piece of bread?
is that the best you got?
Or maybe a bit of meat? Or if you go find out what's going on that ship over there, I'll give you some food.
Says, mine?
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus.
This again?
If you tell me what is happening over there, then yes, yours.
It kind of takes a couple running hops and then leaps into the air, and the wings come out. It's a big albatross, so that kind of sails off. You watch it glide over the ship, and then glide back over the ship, and then glide back one more time over the ship. And then he sails back in this direction, and he kind of flutters back down to where he took off from, and he looks at you. How long does your spell last?
It's like an hour, isn't it?
Let me check. Probably. 10 minutes, but I guess I can cast it again if need be.
Okay, because he's gone for about 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll cast it while he's gone.
Okay. Because I was going to have him come back and go, It lands on the deck, and it says, "Eating."
They're eating?
Mine?
They probably have. Give him his food. They
Okay.
probably have multiple ships of people so that they can stay with us whenever we leave.
Oh, yeah, I'll give him the piece of bread. So, what's all that light then? Do they have fires, or are they looking at us, or?
The captain is kind of watching this whole exchange, and he just hands you the spyglass.
There you go.
Oh yeah, forgot about those.
And if you take a quick look over at the ship, you see a couple guys also currently training spyglasses in your direction.
I'll wave at them.
And you see like a ring of lanterns along the whole deck of the ship. It looks like this, just a large crew of Dragonborn, and they're passing around some rations or whatever, and they're just on the deck, not hiding, just being out all night with shifts of looks like a dozen guys up on deck at any given time.
Great.
I want you to make a perception check with disadvantage for me, please.
Can you roll for me?
Just Chris for now.
Oh, okay.
Because he's looking through the spyglass.
Gotcha.
Wow. That could have been worse.
Uh-oh. Did you get a 2? Oh, 4 and a 1. All right. Couldn't have been worse.
Okay.
I guess it could have been 2 1s.
Could have been a 0.
Dinner? Oh.
That's true.
Go get food. Go.
All right. So you see what you see. They're obviously just watching you, or at least that's how it appears from where you are.
I'm gonna use my light spell to make a message in Morse code flashing on and off, like, "Hey, what's up? Want a party?"
What's Morse code?
Yeah, what is this Morse code you speak of?
True. I guess they would use flags for signaling,
Semaphore?
or something.
Are you staying with the ship or not?
Yeah, I think I will. I'll
All
let
right.
my friends know, and I'll write you if anything happens.
Okay, whose name is in your book? Is it mine?
Nevea.
Okay. Cool.
I'll write you if anything happens. That's funny. So the three of you walk back down the gangplank to go back into town.
So he is staying there?
He is staying here, yes.
Oh, child.
And,
William,
yes?
find us at the inn in the morning. We're gonna, the crew's gonna be going ashore, so come in with them.
So, what was that?
The crew is going to be coming ashore in the morning, so make sure you come in with them and find us at the inn.
Will do.
Okay.
See you then, sis. Watch out for snakes.
Get some sleep, weirdo.
All right. So the three of you are walking back. It is a quiet little town. There are a few people still out and about, mostly drunks wandering home from whatever they're out doing. A couple of the drunks spot Dura and Osbright, and they stumble up, and they look at you, and they look at their drink, and they say, "I should cut back," and they stumble off the other direction.
You really should.
Okay. To start confrontation or to not start confrontation? That is the question.
I will grab your hand and say, no fights here.
All right. For now.
I want the three of you to make... Well, actually, what's your passive? Let's see.
Mine's 14.
14. Look at that. All right. Give a little roll right here. Okay. When you're within sight of the tavern of Aura, you catch a glint of light in one of the alleys next to the inn. Like something has been angled to catch the light and reflect it in your eyes, just for a moment. Blink, 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 blink.
We all
Hey.
saw it, right? Or was it just Avora?
Well, it's flashed into Avora's eyes, so she can't miss it.
Okay.
But perception-wise, you miss it.
All right. So I assume we all look at each other in like confirmation that we all saw what we saw.
Well, you wouldn't have seen it, only me, but I would tell you guys.
Would she?
Now I'm confused.
I would.
But continue. I thought he just said.
It was
No,
flashed
no, I
in
said
her
it was-
eyes.
Her eyes specifically, so she's the only one who saw it.
Our
Because your
passive perception
passes were
would.
too low to miss it, or
Alright.
to see it, yeah.
If you want, I can demonstrate next time I see you and flash a flashlight in your eyes.
I'm pretty sure we'd all see that.
More like a laser pointer. 'Cause
I
then
have-
it's a little pinpoint, and the TV goes blind. Here, this is a demonstration, and
Yeah.
oops.
Roll for blindness.
Yep. Yes. Roll.
And then the cat attacks him.
All right. What do you do?
I'm gonna stop the other two
Okay.
and go. Someone's trying to get my attention. Point. Can I see what direction they were coming from?
Yeah, it was in a back alley, just the alley just before the inn. You're not looking at the
Okay.
map, right? Because you're still on the road.
Yeah. So I will. Instead of stopping to tell them, I'm just gonna say, "Follow me," like under my breath,
Okay.
and turn in that direction.
All right. It's maybe 100 feet to the beginning of the alley. The alley is very dark. Make a perception check. Everybody at the alley.
Nope.
Roll for Amanda
Thank you.
because I just
I rolled a
remembered
20. Weird.
Wow, weird.
Weird. So there's no dice.
And it didn't even pop up in my screen. That's
I know. I roll in my car.
you're only whispering to yourself.
Yep.
All right, let's see what your perception is.
A whole ass 7.
23. What?
See everything.
That was you. You got a 23.
You got a
I can see
23.
the stars.
The person in the car, not on the map, saw more.
Well, so does Osbright. 17 is enough. As you get to the edge of the alley and you look in the back where it turns 90 degrees, I'll move your tokens over so you can kind of see. You spot, let me put them on the right layer. You spot a token. But
Token?
But he's kind of back here and in shadow.
Is it a token dragonborn?
It looks like a cloaked figure at this point. You can't really see much more than that. Although Avora does notice that he has 2 weapons drawn, which is what
Drawn?
he used to glint the light off your eye.
Before we go, how far away is he from me right now?
Let me measure here. About 50 feet.
Then I will speak a little louder and say,
45
do you
feet.
mean to cause harm, friend?
As you kind of holler that out,
I was trying to speak slightly loudly, not yell.
right. You see people kind of looking in your direction like they're not sure you're talking to them. One of the drunks is like, oh, who, me? But the figure in the dark makes a motion of a hand like a finger up in the front of its face, like it's shh. But it's very hard to see because it's dark and in shadow. And with its hand, it kind of does a come here gesture with his.
So, would we know that this area down and to the left connects to where he is?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, then when they start going, I'm going to go the opposite way and get over there.
Sure.
Okay.
And I'm going to move forward.
Okay. You get to the edge of the alleyway, and you can see that it is definitely a hooded dragonborn. Because you can just see the tip of the snout poking out from under the cowl.
Okay.
But given the lighting, it's hard to tell. any more than that. Dura, make a stealth roll unless you're not trying to be stealthy.
If he doesn't see, he doesn't see. If he does, he does.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely not.
As you step around the corner into that alley.
Character.
Yeah.
I wasn't originally intending to anyway, but
yeah, his head turns in your direction. Make an insight check. Okay.
That was good, at least.
You do not notice any sign of distress or a tensing.
Okay.
At your appearance behind him.
Okay, that's fine.
But yes, you definitely have him at a disadvantage as far as the angles that you're coming at him from. Now, do you enter the alley, Avora?
Yes.
All right. You step into the alley.
Yeah, I was going to keep walking until I was up to him, basically.
Osbright's like right behind you. And as you get close and your eyes adjust in the dim light, you realize that he pulls his hood back. And as he pulls his hood back, you realize that he is a black dragonborn.
Oh, shit.
And he says, I am glad that you have come. It is good to see that someone from across the sea has taken an interest in our plight.
Our friends and family have taken interest. They just don't have the means. We do. We're here to do what we can.
I must maintain my secrecy and stay hidden from the populace, at least for now. But the rumors of our species dying off from disease is an exaggeration.
I assumed that as well.
Outright lie. Yes. Is there a place that we can talk safely where you feel like you are not being spied upon? I would approach your ship, but I am afraid that I will cause more distress if I'm seen.
Very reasonable. I've given the crew leave to go ashore tomorrow. We can speak tomorrow once the crew is cleared out tomorrow evening.
Aboard your ship?
Yes.
Then I will be there.
That is the only place I know of that we would be that I would trust wholly.
I will be bringing a companion with me.
Wonderful.
Very good. My name
is Cora.
My name is Torin Nakun de Eredar.
Eredar.
Yes. My companion.
Is there anything I need to know for meeting tomorrow?
Just bring your friends. There is much to talk about.
Very good. Same time tomorrow night?
What time do you wish to be on your ship? I can be there whenever you like.
The crew, knowing my crew, they'd probably leave in the morning, right?
Yeah, once they have shore leave, they'll go ashore. And if you let them know, whoever's remaining behind, that they're going to be guests, that would definitely help. Yeah. Because the captain's probably not leaving the ship.
If you can get on the ship unseen, then we can meet in the afternoon. If you'd prefer to wait till nighttime, we can do that.
He smiles. Unseen is my specialty.
I assumed. Let's meet at noon then.
Very well. It is a pleasure to meet you, Avora Tobalderan.
Oh,
pleasure to meet you too. And then he turns to where Dura is, and he says, "Pardon me, madam. I would like to slip past you, if that is okay."
Let him go, Dura.
And he gives you kind of a deep bow, like an actual appreciative thanks. And
I'll do it too.
Okay. Yes, gentlemanly. And then he kind of slips off into the night and disappears rather quickly. And you can get back to the inn without a problem. And by then you've walked in and let's say Osric and Nevaeh have been partying a little bit.
Osric got and now he's got people to meet.
There are a few too many drinks in because you left them here for about an hour, but they are definitely ready for bed. And this will be the first time that any of you have slept in an actual bed for months. Oh, Nate. God.
I would like to be in the 2-person room.
Yes, for anyone watching who doesn't know this, which I think Taco is watching, Dravok, Matt, came up with the naming convention for the Dragonborn for this campaign like a decade ago or 3.
My name is Avora Sukuna Tobalderon, and not just Avora. It's ridiculous, and I love
it. Your name is even longer than that.
I know. I can't remember it all while I'm in the car.
You're rolled as champion of Kimberlane.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah, the fact that you just remembered that while driving means that it does stick.
It is.
Now, you noticed, I'm not going to have you roll because you're in the car still, that his name was Torin Nakun de Eridar. You
did notice that.
Meaning outcast.
Yeah.
You learned that from Heskar Wildara de Eridar. But you go back and go to sleep, and you sleep well. And you sleep probably past sunup because it's so comfy and cozy, and you haven't slept in a real bed in forever. And when you get up, there's a different person tending the bar, and he hasn't seen anyone here yet, so he's kind of a little taken aback by the smooth skins. But he has been informed to serve everyone breakfast, and he whips up some almost feast, and you're not even ready for that much breakfast in the morning. But
I would have left a tip for the guy last night, and I'll leave a tip for him this morning too.
All right, tell me how much. I'm on your character sheet.
5 gold last night, 5 gold this morning.
All right. You guys you're pretty wealthy. I don't know if everyone else is, but
I got a good amount too.
Money doesn't seem to be a problem with this group.
She's content.
I want Nevaeh and Osric to make a con check for me.
Oh, shit. See if you're hungover.
Because they didn't argue with me when I said they probably had a few. So.
Nope, I certainly not.
Whoa! Nevaeh and Osric are hungover.
Oh no!
With a 3 and a 4, they are.
This is the first time Nevaeh has drank to excess.
Right?
Probably the first time we drank much at all, honestly.
Well, you probably.
I think so.
I would assume you probably got into a, maybe not a drinking battle, but probably a battle of the bands kind of a thing once they realized you could play.
Oh, true.
And then it would just kind of like go for a song and a drink and a song and a drink, and it just kept going for an hour and a half until you were just gone.
Doesn't matter who asks, I won.
And Osric is still having his crisis of who he is, so he.
Yeah, I feel like that crisis here.
He drank a ton, trying to figure out where his life is going.
Soul searching.
So as you come downstairs, you see those two holding the railing and just kind of moving real slow toward the dining room table.
On the back and go, "Good morning."
Is it?
It is. It's a beautiful day. I'm assuming. I didn't look out the window.
You suck.
I know.
It's a bit cloudy this morning.
A beautiful day.
A little bit of fog coming off the coast.
You two weren't with us, but we have a meeting on ship at noon.
I'll be there in spirit.
You'll be there.
I'll be there with more spirits.
Because you look like a zombie.
Well, I mean, the rumor is little hair of the
Targ. I was just going to say that. The bartender
Targ.
comes over with the
Right?
little hair of the Targ, which is a Klingon dog, I think.
Do you guys have any customs as far as like hangover remedies, like really disgusting drinks that you mix together that are supposed to cure a hangover?
Why does it have to be disgusting?
I'm just curious. I'm just asking questions. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's a concoction of insert random vegetable with words here.
Great. Can you make
I can whip
those
one
for
up for
my
you.
siblings here? Yeah,
Or
two of them, please.
Two of
Thank you
them.
so much.
All right. He goes out back and he's there for a little while. You can hear glasses clinking. And he comes back with 2 drinks. They're kind of on the greenish, purplish, swirly looking side. They kind of seem to be just a tiny little bit thick. Make an insight check. He says, "This will take care of it for you." Anyone who's in the room.
Okay, well, roll for me.
Oh yeah,
please.
Right.
I'm almost home. So.
Insight. All right. I'm just gonna roll myself one of these. All right. Osbright is pretty sure that this guy's full of shit.
I'm not gonna
like he might be having a little fun.
I am not going to stop him because it serves them right. It is correct.
Okay.
It is correct justice.
Yeah, it doesn't seem malicious. It seems more humorous.
I'm not particularly paladin humor.
He sets down a couple drinks in front of you guys. Would you like to drink them?
Yeah.
All right.
Just plug your nose and come back.
Make another Constitution save.
Eggplant pickle juice.
My favorite.
Oh boy.
EJ, are you drinking it?
Nope.
Okay. What was your insight? Yeah, Osric immediately turns green. It is nasty, whatever it is, and it's rather thick. Like you get like a swallow down before it's just like I can't do this. I'm not going to give you exhaustion or anything like that, but I will say that you are somewhat. I'll say partial exhaustion for until noon, right? Like, but it wears off. But that's not going to matter too much. What time do you head back to the ship? Right away, or do you wait till noon?
No, I'm probably going like 11ish because I'd like to check on William and.
Okay.
Make sure people aren't around.
So you have breakfast. You kind of listen to the sounds of the city coming to life. You when you go out the front door, you see people aren't as shocked at you. There's the occasional stop and stare, but it doesn't bring everybody to a halt like it did last night.
Good. Word spreading.
And you work your way back to the ship. William, I'd like you to make a perception roll for me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't sleep, right?
Correct.
So you've been on deck all day.
Wow.
All right.
Sports time.
I don't even have to look. Okay. So you go aboard the ship, and William is there, and Mitch is there, and there's like 2 sailors just doing some general maintenance on the ship. Everyone else seems to be gone. Let's say you did see some on the shore, just kind of gawking at the town. And one of them walks up to you and asks where a great place to go check out is. And there is one Dragonborn crew member besides Torga. That guy, he says, like, guys, I've been here before. You got to check this place out. And he's kind of bringing the sailors along. And you head onto the ship, and there's William. And there's Mitch has got his hat down over his eyes. He's kind of leaning back on a hammock on deck, just kind of snoring a little bit. And William's still, kind of gazing out toward the big ship in the harbor?
Mm-hmm.
William, please tell me you slept at some point.
To what? Oh, hi.
Hi. Did you sleep at all?
How long have you been there?
That means no.
He's still
William,
got
we're
a
meeting. We're
thousand
meeting
years
some
of
people at
staying.
noon, and then
Oh,
you need to take a nap. I'm gonna let the captain and the other two sailors that are still on board know that we will have some company.
Okay.
okay.
That they need to keep it to themselves.
Okay.
Who is this company?
You'll see when they get here.
Jeremy, can you make me
Ooh.
see the map now?
I could, except that we're not on this map anymore. You know what? That's a good point. Why don't I
don't have
bring you over to
We have the ship.
the Misty Prince? Boink. There. These sailors are not here, so I'm going to stick them in the hold. Get in the hold, sailors! Because if I remove you from the map, it's going to mess things up. We'll leave one on there. We'll leave Mitch up there. You're not here. You're not here. You're not here. Oh, did I move William by accident? Vanrel is not here. Vanrel's not here. Where's Vanrel?
Vanral should be here, just
Okay.
in his room.
You're not here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A sailor and the captain. Okay, perfect. So as noon approaches, do you have any actions you want to take?
Nope. Does anybody else?
I probably would just check the ship, make sure everyone's off, and then just probably spend the rest of the time looking at the other ship. Not that I could see that far, but being on
We
the
need
top
to make
of
sure
deck.
that they our company goes below decks.
Mm-hmm.
I start
Get all
singing a
that.
song called "What Do We Do with the Baby Kraken?"
Wow.
What about drunken non-crew? Non-sailors,
You're going to have a lot of drunken sailors here shortly when they're all done hanging out in the town.
Yeah, I gave
Well,
them
here.
maybe too much money. That's fine.
About
Have a
2
fight.
minutes 2 minutes after noon, roughly thereabouts. There's a town center with a bell, and it rings at noon, so you know it's noon. And the door to the hold opens, and the voice says, "Are you coming down or what?"
Amazing. I love it. Come on,
Damn!
everybody.
Wait,
He snuck on last night, didn't he?
the company?
You don't know.
That's impressive.
And as you drop down into the hold, you see Torin. And next to Torin, well, let me check.
Is that Green Priest lady?
I gotta check something. I'm just gonna wing it and say that it works. With him is he opens his cloak and a cat hops out. Twink.
Aww.
And the cat kind of walks around his leg once or twice and then steps over, hops up onto the hammock, and then rapidly changes from a cat into another black dragonborn.
Amazing.
Not a cat.
Okay, I was gonna suggest we not show it Venral's lizard.
And we have him. And he
Venom's
says,
lizard.
"I am sorry for those of you I did not meet last night. My name is Turin Unakund Erida. This is my companion, Arnak Urbaran Deminox."
It's wonderful to meet you, Anak.
That's a lot of words.
"I'm sorry. What are your names?"
Dura. 2 syllables.
William.
He pauses like he's waiting for the rest of it.
Just zero for them.
Dora. Very well, you may call me
Now.
just Torin, if it makes it easier for you.
Yeah.
Arnak does not speak much, but when he does, it's very important. Right, Arnak? He just nods.
I want to learn how to turn into a cat.
You probably can.
That was cool. Well, not yet. When we talk to them.
Okay.
As you can see, we Black Dragonborn are far from diseased, far from incapable, and very far from dead.
None of
You
us
see that.
believed any of that anyway.
Well, if it is rescuing the people you are here for, then we may have the perfect solution.
Oh, do tell.
You see, when the disease struck, they created small camps at every major settlement, and they would round us up. And at first it was for our protection, and then it became for everyone else's protection, and gradually they would take us away in large ships. Arnak and myself, we are a bit skilled, and so we were able to escape unnoticed. But they have taken all the blacks and the whites to a secure location. Although I have not yet found exactly where that is, I feel like once we can find it, if we can set them free, then we can create a bit of panic for those in charge.
Yeah, you see exactly where you're going with this. How can we find out where they've been?
Well, you see, I might know someone who can help us find them. She lives not far from here, a day's travel overland in the mountains. She's a bit eccentric, and I'm not sure if she's definitely still there, though I have heard rumors.
So you don't know of any blacks or whites that have escaped, so they know exactly where this is, or?
No one that I have spoken to has actually escaped from wherever they have been taken. I have spoken to a few other blacks and whites. I am not the only skilled individual to escape. There are a few of us, but if we are seen by the general populace, they have a request. They've been indoctrinated to believe that we're all super sick, diseased, and contagious. So, as you can understand, if they were to see me, they would likely turn me into the authorities, and I could not have that last night. I'm sorry for the clandestine sneak in the alley.
I understand. Can you tell me why they've done this to you?
And why it was just blacks and whites?
Right.
I don't know. It does seem rather vindictive, doesn't it? I feel that maybe Grepla will know the answer to that. She used to be a member of the Imperial Council. Well, not the Council. She was a member of the Imperial Court before things went crazy. But she is very smart and can sometimes be very difficult. So,
as can we all.
Be on your yes.
Speak for yourself.
So be on your guard when we get there. But once we find her, perhaps we can find out where they are keeping the others, because many of my friends and family were taken, as you understand.
Of course. What do you guys think?
When do you have to go?
It is roughly a day's travel inland from here.
On
leave at night.
Yeah.
So you're here in Warmstone. Not that you have a chart, but he says it's in the mountains between here and Esterforge.
Okay.
And it takes a day to get there?
Roughly a day, yes.
I think we should act as if we are staying on shore again, but make the onshore people think we're staying on the ship tonight. So we can slip away in the middle of the night.
Yeah, are they going to come? Do you think they're going to come back here, or do you think they're going to stay in the tavern?
I told them they had 2 days, so.
I was going to say, that depends on how drunk they get.
Well, I gave them plenty of money, so probably pretty drunk, and I told them 2 days, so they'll probably stay on shore tonight.
Well, I'm just wondering.
Mitch is still here too, so you can always talk to the captain and let him know whatever you need to let him know.
Yeah, let him know that it's going to be more than 2 days, because if it's a day there and a day back,
yeah, for sure.
2 days. Yeah, I mean, I like going at night.
Yeah.
So yeah, tonight would be perfect. Do you still have that silent movement spell?
Pass without trace.
Dude, my spells are songs, okay? I don't know the names.
Yeah, I can do that. I can spend 2 key points to do Pass Without a Trace.
Because, some of us aren't skilled.
Yes.
You can just say it to my face.
Oh,
Just I actually have a
hey,
decent self.
right? I mean,
Are you actually
All right, ladies, you're both
back at
pretty.
your house, Amanda?
What?
Are you back at your house?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm good.
Okay.
So why don't we leave tonight? I have somebody that I'd like to talk to today before we leave.
Of course.
But where would you like to meet to leave tonight?
We can meet at the southern entrance to Warmstone. There is a monument to the founder there. It is a large stone with the head carved like a dragonborn. You can meet us there.
Sounds good. Same time as last night? Mid
That will
or
work.
do you want to leave it full dark?
Probably sooner to just after sundown would be good.
Yeah.
If there is a
We'll leave it
mysterious fog lingering about the statue, fear not. It is probably Arnak. And Arnak just kind of winks.
Are you sure it's not
Sounds good,
Ravenloft?
Arnold.
Yeah.
It is October.
This is how the DM tricks you into walking into Ravenloft. Like, look, guys, fog. Let's go in.
We're all doing. God damn it, Jeremy.
I think he did that to us once before.
I have done
so
that
yeah.
before. I've tricked you. Okay, so real quick, one of the times they went to Ravenloft, they went through that sea chest in the inn that you guys just dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
They opened up the chest, and there was just fog billowing out through the chest, and they just assumed it was, fog.
Early morning fog
from the island, so they all climbed down the ladder, and I'm just cackling to myself the whole time.
Wow.
To be fair, their characters wouldn't know any better.
That's true. That is true.
I'll warn you, my husband can be an asshole.
I
mean,
sometimes.
How could you say something so controversial yet so brave?
I mean, can't we all?
No.
No. Never.
Never.
Right. So he.
Okay, so you're welcome to stay on the ship if you like, or do whatever you need to do. I understand that you are able to step away on this.
But we will.
Yeah.
We will meet you there.
If I give you coin, can you get supplies for us as well? I'd rather not draw attention by buying.
It is very difficult for me to go shopping. You understand?
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, we'll figure that out. Do you need us to get anything for you?
No. We foraged ahead of time in anticipation of your agreement.
Well,
we have a small stash by the waypoint. We can probably find.
No, it's all right.
Arnak,
We'll
he says, "Can you?" Arnak's
we'll
just
get
like
supplies. Don't worry.
He's like, probably.
I mean, we can take supplies from the ship. We just bought a shit ton at the other place.
That is a very good point.
Yeah, you can scrounge dry rations out of the ship.
How many apples? We have like a shit ton of apples.
Like a whole barrel.
Live off of our apples.
I dropped like a bushel of apples down through
for you.
Amazing.
All right. So you leave the hold, and I want everyone to make a perception check. All right. Good job, William.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, he rolled bad this time. So as you're
finally,
as you're standing on the deck talking, you hear a splash. And you look over and you see like what looks like a dolphin fin kind of swimming away.
Well, we weren't on the deck though.
Well, when you actually exit the hold and go up.
Yeah,
on
we
the
wouldn't
deck.
talk about this once we get up on deck.
Because he doesn't go up on deck.
No, we wouldn't talk about it once we go up on deck either. We'd stay below, but until we're done talking.
Oh, okay, right. But I'm saying after you finish talking and you go up on the deck and stuff, as you're getting ready to head out or whatever, you assume that the swimming away dolphin is probably the druid, and you glance over your shoulder and you see the hatch door kind of open a little bit, and if it wasn't for the fact that he accidentally catches his cloak on a loose nail, looks like Torin would have slipped away perfectly, except for the motherfucker. And he looks up kind of sheepishly as you catch him. I rolled a 9 on his stealth check.
Wow.
And he just kind of quickly ducks under his hood. The captain kind of starts awake at the noise and looks over. And he looks at the rest of you because you're on deck with him. He says, is he with you?
Yes.
And Doran's like,
Uh,
many apologies, sir, but I must go. And he kind of zips down the gangplank and darts between a building.
While you're awake,
Yes.
we'll be here a couple more days than anticipated.
That's
We're
fine.
going to go inland a little bit for a couple days.
Do you have a lead then?
Anybody? Yeah. Yes. If anybody comes calling, just let them know that we are visiting with townspeople, but be very vague, please.
If you don't give me any details, it's going to be hard for me to be specific, isn't it?
That's very true. We'll give you the details when we get back.
Sounds good to me. The less I know, the better. Also, take as long as you like. This place is much more relaxed than that capital city.
I agree. Let's never go there again. Well, we're gonna have to, so that sucks.
You could go to the creepy frozen island instead.
Nope. Nope.
Also, should I get
Alright.
get the captain in my book?
Yes. That would be great. Do you please make sure that the men have plenty of spending money and that they're creating goodwill and not causing any trouble.
I can do that. I might go ashore myself here in a little bit.
I hope you do. Enjoy your downtime. I'm going to give him another 50 gold for himself and to disperse amongst the men as needed.
Okay.
Hey, can you sign my book?
You forming a
I'm a
guild?
big fan.
It's well, see, a communication device. Here, just sign right here, and
Hey,
I'll.
you know, what bad has ever fallen anyone for signing something at random? Sure, why not?
True, but I will. Well, he probably notices me cross out Nevaeh. Sorry, I had to unfriend her.
You
You're
have
like
been removed
you took her
from
out of
my
his top
top
10. Yeah,
But probably also notices some other names there. But yeah, and then I'll just give him a mental message like, "See, now I can talk to you."
Who are the names that you have?
The church elder. Let's see, and previously Nevaeh and Dad and Orinth Cabrondo su Pixora.
Ooh, that's the Green Councilwoman back in
Yeah,
Capital. Okay, so you can only have 4.
correct. Currently.
Okay.
By the
Okay.
way, I should probably contact her and say, "Hey, are you okay? I hope." This is
All
William,
right.
by the way.
So you take a moment, write that down, and you get a response very quickly afterwards, like, "Oh, is this how this works?" Yes, everything is fine. They were looking for you, but I got rid of them.
Ah, good. So you're all right. Good. Good. Well, we have a lead, but probably shouldn't tell you where we are. Should be back
Yes,
soon.
keep me in the dark, she says. All right. So where did you want to go for the day?
I want to go talk to the other member of my possible family, the Kona.
All right. That would be Brick, Sakona, Debalderon. Debalderon,
Yeah.
not Tobalderon.
Right.
So you know where the house is, and you go check it out. There's no servants or anything. It's not a fancy manor house, but you approach the front step, and do you knock?
Yes.
You knock. It's
Not just gonna barge.
there's a moment of quiet, and then after a moment, there's like the sound of a creaking chair, and what sounds like a steady tapping, like wood on wood, and the door opens, and an elderly, golden-ish, although it's kind of fading with age, dragonborn leaning on a cane, kind of answers the door, and he looks up at you, and the rest of you. I mean, Dragonborn, they look very, very, very similar, but there's something about this one where you can almost see a resemblance with Avora. And he looks up and he goes, "What? Why are you bothering an old man? Oh my God, what are those?"
Rude.
My gibberdams broke a long time ago, lady.
Hi. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Avora Sakona Tabalderon to Roldes.
I know all the Sakonas. I don't know any Avora.
I was not born on Balderon. I was born in Roldes.
I don't know where that
across
is.
the sea. Far across the sea. My parents, insert names here, came there many, many years ago.
He at the mention of the names of insert parents here, he kind of doesn't make any effort to hide his surprise, and he says, "Oh, so she made it alive, did she? Come in. Actually, it would be he, because family names, last names, blah, blah, blah. My son survived. I thought it was a death sentence. Come, you must be my granddaughter. This is fascinating.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Come in. Bring your strange friends.
These are my adopted siblings. We were raised together at the home that we lived in.
In this Roldes you speak of.
In Roldes.
Yes. You must tell me all about it over dinner. Is peanut butter and jelly okay?
That sounds wonderful. We have some supplies as well, if you'd like.
That might be pleasant.
Is it all right if we cook a meal for you?
I'm not going to say no. Come in. I don't have a lot in the kitchen, but make do with what you can find.
Well, I think we can put together a nice apple pie.
A what? That sounds amazing.
You'll see. It is amazing. You'll see.
All right. Miraculously, you can find the right ingredients to make an apple pie. And the whole time, he's leaning over your shoulder going, "And now what are you doing? Oh, what? How does that work? Oh, that's fascinating."
Amazing.
And where does this butter come from?
He's not a font of information about, like, politics or any of that shit, but he is a font of information about your dad specifically, and he knows your mother from when they lived here. And you get a little bit of a story about how they were kind of they just didn't feel right here. Things were going a little weird. There was the rumor that the Emperor wanted to send a handful of ships out to broaden their infrastructure. This is way before all the changes that have recently happened in the last 40 years. They probably left about 45, 50 years ago. And in that time, or at that time, they left more because they wanted to explore a little bit and make a name for themselves, and kind of, it was the political word of the day that these ships were going to increase the Dragonborn influence over the world, and they were going to become heroes, and their names would go down in infamy and blah, 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 you know.
Right.
a lot of gobbledygook that you get the impression he never bought into and had tried to dissuade his son from going,
Right.
but he was caught up in the fervor and signed up and left, and then that was it. And it's been until now. He thought that they had perished at sea, surely had not made it back alive. And he shows you what would be the equivalent of like photo albums, a bunch of sketchbooks. He's got a box of memorabilia from like
Aww.
when Dad's school age. He's got some really crude stick figure Dragonborn drawings and just like little trinkets and things, and just spends the afternoon reminiscing. And he has like little Dragonborn tears a couple times, and
Aww.
you tell him what you know of your parents, which you don't have very many memories because they.
Right. And I would also tell him what happened that I know of, and why I was raised in an orphanage with a bunch of other people.
And at that, he kind of takes interest in the rest of these guys and how you grew up together. So he wants to get all the dirt that you probably wouldn't share on your upbringing and what kind of trouble you would get into.
Share it. I would.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dura gives up all the dirt. And then every time Dura says something mean about you, Osbright has a corresponding story about Dura.
Well, actually, you both have the same amount of holes in your walls.
That's because it was a contest.
You remember that time when we were in basic school when that boy... Yeah.
You're going to have to be more specific.
Yeah. And this is the whole day, and it's just story after story on both sides, and it's a general feeling of ease, I guess. It's the most welcoming you've felt since getting here, really. And he, as you're preparing to leave, because it's getting close to sundown, he says, "If there's anything I can ever do for you, please don't hesitate to come and find me."
It's very generous.
I don't have
know
much,
how long,
but I will take whatever I can to help you.
I appreciate that. We're hoping to help the people here as much as possible. I don't know how long we're staying. Yeah, that's what I've...
Pardon my use of these vulgar words.
I grew up with her, so that's fair. I'm sure you all know who I'm pointing at.
No, fuck it. What are you talking about? You talking about me? Couldn't be me.
Now, Dora, relax.
We're going to be out of town for a couple days, but we will be back in maybe 2 to 3 days. And I'd like to see you again before we head out, if that's all right. I don't know where else we're going to be.
Please, don't hesitate. I can clear the guest room out. I don't have enough room for everyone, but I can.
That's okay.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Well,
it's been a pleasure to meet you.
Before we leave,
I am so happy to know that the Sakona name does not die with me.
As am I. I'm happy to know that I have at least one other family member by blood.
What's it like?
Interesting. We'll have to dig into
the field.
No, I didn't say that. No, we're good. Nope.
Careful. Maybe you've already met a relative. You don't know.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, she got into a little fist brawl with him. Yeah.
That'd be funny, wouldn't
it? It would make sense.
It writes itself.
Bye, Grandpa.
Goodbye. What's your name again?
This is Nevaeh and Dura and William and Osric and Osbright.
I will never remember that. Nice to meet you all.
That's fine.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yep.
Oh wait, he's on the ship still. There's another.
Fuck.
All right. So you take your leave of him, and it is just about sundown.
Let's go get some dinner. Oh, you know what? We have to. Did we ate with him, right?
Yes. Yeah. You made the pie, and I would assume you whipped up something for a meal,
Yeah,
cooked
we would have
something
made
warm.
dinner.
He puts in his false fangs so he can eat.
I'm gonna. When he's not looking, I'm gonna leave some gold on the counter.
Oh, sweet. All right.
I'm gonna leave 50 gold on the counter.
Wow. Okay. And then you head to the southern marker there. You see the column. You don't see any mysterious fog clouds or anything. But as you approach the monument from the shadows at the edge of the tree line, catch sight of the two black dragonborn kind of beckoning you over. And as you approach, Torin is like, "So, is everything settled? Are you ready?
Yes, we're good to go.
These roads are relatively clear of any obstacles, so we should have no incidents between here and the mountain peak.
Well, we've
So,
traveled by foot before. We can do it again.
very good, very good. I did not think to bring mounts or any such, because that would
No.
draw too much attention to us.
I understand.
But if we see anyone coming the other way, we will, of course, be ducking into the trees. But
Makes sense to me.
Have you
Then-
seen? Has anyone been following us here?
we have not seen anyone following you outside of the ship in the harbor.
Okay.
I think it's possible that may have been Chris asking Jeremy.
They seem to be very cautious about you going where you're not wanted.
Hmm.
I thought Chris was actually asking in character.
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
I figured he would be good at looking out, so
Yeah.
unlike me.
No one from that ship has set foot on shore as yet.
I see. Well, a bit different from
They're
the
mostly
temple.
making sure that we don't go somewhere without their invitation.
Yes, very likely that if you were to wander somewhere that they didn't want you, they would make known that you
Yes.
should surely turn around. Now, we should be off this way. And I'm going to take a 5
Let
minute
us
break.
away.
So let us a break.
Oh, perfect.
I wonder, where don't they want us going?
I will pause this.
Well, I have a feeling
start
that
recording. Whoops. All right, well, we have the stream.
I have a feeling that it may have something to do with where the black and white dragons are.
But do they care about the creepy cold island?
I'm sure we'll find out eventually.
Or we'll die before we get there?
What I love about you, William, is your positive attitude.
Or end up in Ravenloft, which is where they sent these Dragonborn.
Oh, balls. Screwed.
We're all gonna die. TPK. We're all
Please,
ride.
no.
We're all ride or die.
It's true.
Yeah, I will say this is one campaign where he may have kind of written himself into a corner in that regard. He probably can't have anyone die.
Right. This is the game I need to have a rant on all the other characters, right?
Seems rude.
Like you did in Aberon?
Like I did in Eberron. Oh, Hunter's
Yeah.
not here. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh dear.
Amanda, did you listen to that episode? Are you aware of that?
No.
Oh, well, Hunter Hunter's character decided to split the party and go off on her own.
Oh no. Oh no.
And she made a deal with a crime syndicate. And she's coming
Oh,
back.
here she is.
And
Excuse you, I couldn't hear you. What the fuck are you talking
came
about?
back.
Stop it!
I am explaining something. Thank you very much. When she came back to the party, my character, who is very protective of her character, was like, "What the fuck? You went off on your own. You did your own thing. You didn't say anything." And you basically stuck up your middle finger to the rest of us and said, F you.
Are we talking Eberron?
Yes. And then my character went around the group and explained about why he didn't trust each character in the group. So he kind of went on a tirade about each character in the group.
Amazing.
I loved Brian's character.
Yeah.
He's a good man.
He's a good man.
Never trust a good man.
You can't trust a good man.
Amazing.
Yeah. Are we all back? Oh, Brian's still gone.
Hey, Brian.
I'm just saying, do I need to have a tirade about all these PCs?
I'm honestly surprised that you haven't.
All right.
That's right. He's going to start taking notes.
It's bubbling under the surface.
We're doomed.
Osbright the Oathbreaker.
No.
Only if we go to the not Shadowfell. Only if we go to the Feywild.
Feywild?
No. We will never go back.
Oh, I want to go back. I want Greyhawk the movie too.
No. That game is over. That game is done. I'm never playing again.
Mr. DM, I want to change my weapon up. I want to now carry a ball.
No. Stop.
The Steeplegate Mall?
Yeah,
Guys,
I'm gonna name
sports stuff is happening.
I'm going to
He thinks that...
Steeplegate.
No.
Please don't.
Steeplegate
I don't
Mall.
want to go through the emotional trauma of dealing with that.
We need to resolve it.
No, we don't. It's resolved. The world ends. Avalora... Yes.
No, Greyhawk.
No, Greyhawk. Avalora joins Desmorai, and shit hits the fan.
Maybe
the
I
end.
need to reach out to Desmorai's player, and see what his
See if he's still available.
current mental status is.
I mean, playing this way might be easier for him if it was
Doesn't
a social
he
thing.
still have books of yours, Jeremy? Or did he return them?
I don't think so. I can't remember. The only thing I think he borrowed was the World
2.5
Builder Guidebook.
Or 3. What did we do? 3.5? 2.5?
He played in a 2.0 game with me briefly.
He's still technically in the server.
That's 3.5. Yeah. His name was Tyler.
Oh, and is Chris here?
Chris is back. Looks like Vandal shows up just in time.
Yay!
Jesus, Chris.
Your frog was sick.
It's not a frog.
Oh, sorry. Your lizard was sick.
Maybe he wasn't really sick. He just didn't want to offend any of the Dragonborn.
Yep.
That's fair. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
He hasn't actually spoken yet, so we don't know if he's even sitting down. And he's gone. Oh, there he is.
He's there.
Here.
Hello.
How was Fun Spot?
It was good.
Was it fun?
Good.
It was a spot, and it was fun.
Did you win anything? Or did you just feel like bowling?
Are you winning, son?
No, we won some stuff. We didn't end up doing bowling. We mostly played games for tickets. And we bought a bunch of stupid crap with him.
Yep.
As one does.
I ended up with something like 560 tickets, something like that.
Wow.
I got some Chinese finger traps, 2 little airplane glider things that look like sharks for the nephews, a couple of blow pops, just junk.
Aw.
Yep, as you do.
Yep.
That's what you get for tickets. You get junk.
Ronnie and Steph had 1,800, and they bought a set of cat ears, and I can't remember what else they got.
I'm gonna get some cat ear headphones. What do you guys think of that?
Amber, they're pink. They're super cute. I want to get some.
Not pink. They're
I got some
blue.
for our daughter a couple of years ago.
They're blue.
Are they light
I'm
blue?
gonna laugh my ass off when Finn attacks your face.
She won't because she won't.
She's too busy attacking his hand.
She won't understand what the hell it is.
Right. All right. Looks like we're all back. So let us resume trekking across the continent of, the island of Balderon. Uh-oh. That wasn't me.
I know it wasn't you. I'm sorry. I had to add that.
God damn it, the fog set in after all.
Foghorn noise. So you travel for a day, and it is exactly like he described it. It is you run into no trouble. There is a road or a trail running from Ormstone to Esterforge, but about halfway, about the halfway mark of your travel, get to a side path that isn't even really much of a path. If you do no snapping, you can actually connect the dots like that. It's about 22 miles. And he veers off onto what looks like it used to be a traveled trail, but it is long since overgrown. Like the trees are removed, but there's still some tall grass, and you kind of wade through it. And as you're wading through the grass, you're going generally uphill toward the mountain areas. And eventually you come to, let me see, I need a good, I'll just say this one. I don't know what this is. That's not good. I don't like it. Let's play this instead. Okay. You come to a site that looks somewhat like this.
Ooh.
It is a pair of houses on a raggedy, difficult to approach hilltop. You see a stone house at the lower level, and at the top you see what looks like a small observatory with a telescope jutting out to one side. A very large spyglass, it looks like.
Love it.
And
it's not subterranean.
It is not. And as you approach, I already forgot his name. Torin kind of steps to the front of the bridge, and he calls out, "Grepla! Grepla the Mad!" No response.
What is he mad about?
Nope.
And he takes a step onto the bridge. And as he does so, on the opposite side of the bridge, what look to be two stone pylons suddenly kind of fold in on themselves, and these, what look like large wands, flip up forward and swing around toward the bridge.
What? Wands? I immediately pulled my shield up in defense.
And let me... Oops, I did it wrong. I go like this. Did it flip? Did it change?
Did you make this map?
Yep.
Oh, yes. No, I found it online.
Yes, it flipped.
I see a bridge.
We can still see the image behind it.
Yeah.
All right.
Sort of. That's cool.
Because the image behind it is just on the object layer.
Okay.
Cool.
So, you see what look like little turrets pop up.
Hold, we come in peace or whatever.
Oops. Let's put you on the right layer. There we go. Put everybody... Oh, Jamie already got him, and then I put him there too.
Yeah, some of us know how Roll20 works.
Hey,
You
man.
bring there too, as in there's two of him?
And Venril, Lizard, and we'll put
Say lizard.
Arnak and
Lighter.
Torin over here. And Torin is technically in front because he stepped onto the bridge. Everyone else, I would assume.
All right, get in front then.
Yeah, I was right to
is
move
back.
it.
Does Chris get a fast recap of what's going on?
Sure, give him a fast recap.
So we went to Warmstone and met my grandfather and met two black dragonborns that are supposed to be like all diseased or dead. And they are taking us to find someone that can help us find the rest of them since they've all been shipped off somewhere off island.
That's a fast recap.
Very fast recap.
Okay.
I'm not Danny Carr, okay? Jesus.
You hear a voice, and it kind of echoes into the valley, just seemingly from nowhere, and it says, "Go away. This is your only warning."
We need your help.
Why don't you come out here? Yeah.
And you see them kind of swiveling. You hear no response. Torin says, "I suspect she can't hear us."
Does anybody have, what's it called?
He kind of cups his hands to his mouth and he's like, "Grappler!"
Does anybody have that
I know
cantrip
up
that
there!
knocks them out?
Thermaturger?
Yeah, does anybody have a thermaturger? No
Well, I
one?
can make
Magic users?
bonfires.
Do any of you have thaumaturgy?
I
Okay.
could send my familiar with a note.
I will yell, yes, do that, but also I will yell as loud as possible. We need your help. We are here as allies.
How are you doing that?
I'm just yelling real loud.
You're just yelling? Make a performance check. Let's say that performing is like how to throw your voice.
Oh, good. My +0.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
I
Sweet.
got it.
Arnak comes over to Tor and he says, "I could attempt to shape change, but I don't know her like you do. She might attack me." He's like, "Yes, my friend, I know."
Does anyone have fuck.
I'll
Send a note
letter.
with your send a note.
Hey, I'll
Here.
write
We'll give a piece of paper to the other guy and have him write a note out for us.
I'll write a quick note of, "Hey, we're outside."
Nope, not free. Not you. Have the guy who knows her write the note.
Fine.
That way,
As you're standing there talking and writing the note, from down the trail, because there's like a second little bridge, you see something moving toward the bridge, and as it gets close to the edge here, you see what looks like, oops, that's not what I meant to do. All right, so that's there. I want this layer, this, and I want it there. It looks like a mechanical bear.
Oh, cool.
And it kind of parks itself on the bridge.
On the bridge?
On the bridge, right where you see the token.
Okay.
What's the name of this guy that's in front of me?
That is Torin.
Torin, are you sure this is a safe course of action?
Grepla is probably the wisest person I know, and definitely would be helpful if we can only reach her. She's in a similar position as myself, and I'm assuming this is a precaution to protect herself.
I suggest.
I understand.
I suggest you allow me to get in front of you just in case something happens.
Very well. And he'll step back. And he kind of shouts again. He's like, "Grappler! Can you hear us?" And there's nothing.
Well, once you have the note ready, I'll.
All right, what do you write?
We were having Torn write a note.
Oh, okay. So he writes down something real quick, rolls it up, and how are you going? How are you sending it?
With Chris's familiar. William's familiar.
Okay. Are you going to mentally control it?
Yes. Do it.
I guess initially it's probably going to be out of range, but basically I'm going to tell the bat to go like 300 or 400 feet up and kind of go over the turrets and then toward the probably the upper building and kind of look for someone and drop the note if they see one and then return.
Okay. So you're not mentally commanding it, or not going with it, you're just sending it.
Correct, because it's going to be out of range.
Okay. So it goes straight up, like you said, and as it flies across the gap, you see both turrets kind of swivel and monitor it, and they both fire what look like firebolts, but they don't have enough range to hit the bat as high up as it is. They fire like 2 or 3 shots apiece, and then as it goes over, you watch the bear kind of watch it as it goes overhead, and then it turns and runs up the road back in the direction of where the bat went. There is a flash of light from the observatory area as the bat approaches. And I'm going to check something real quick. Cat, not right now.
Yes, now.
Yes, now.
Yes, now.
And suddenly you don't sense your familiar anymore.
Oh.
Oh, I hope he got the note.
There's a pause.
Are you sure this person wants to talk to us?
Maybe 10 minutes go by. And then you see the bear comes back. Oops, don't move the map, move the bear. Let me see. Am I doing this wrong? Yes, I'm on. There we go. There's the bear. Okay. The bear comes back, and I've screwed up the map a little bit. Sorry. Oh, that's why. Because that's supposed to be on that layer.
Oh, wait. I need to adjust my token.
I don't even know what you can see anymore. Can you see the bridge?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
I guess it doesn't matter at this point anyway. We'll put this back in the front. Is the portrait back in the front?
Mm-hmm. The bear's floating in the air.
So the floating bear is now right about here, and the rest of you are all over here, and the turrets fold up.
Oh.
And the booming voice returns, and it says, "Torin, is that you?" And he hollers out, "Yes, Grappler, yes. Did you get the note?" And from the top of the observatory, you see a pale white dragonborn head peering through a window.
Oh.
And again, accentuated by magic, The voice says, "What are those creatures with you?" And he shouts again. He says, "We've come to talk. They're friends. I am a friend. I hope you remember." And the bear kind of moves to one side. She says, "You may approach, but approach cautiously. I am not a defenseless old woman."
Okay.
It's a good thing I'm immune to fire damage.
And the bear, not immune, resistant maybe, but not immune.
Okay, fine.
The bear moves off to the side, but does not leave the center of the bridge and lets you come across. I assume you all go across.
Yes.
And
look at that. Didn't even need to use the bridge.
I stop and kind of, when we get to the bear, kind of stare at it for a second, like,
yeah,
this sound like a machine that's infused with magic somehow?
it's exactly what it looks like.
How is that such a thing possible?
And it kind of falls in line behind you. I assume you like
there.
You when you do,
don't touch the bear.
Oh, you yell it out?
Mm-hmm.
She says, "At your own peril."
Don't.
Sure, why not? That's why we fight.
William.
As you reach out
seriously.
to the bear, you see a smoldering red light behind its eyes.
Maybe we don't.
Kind of swat his hand away.
Okay.
William, don't.
That's cool.
But you're so cute. And shiny.
And dangerous.
Well, yeah, but... I mean, aren't we all?
All right. So you get to the small house at the bottom. But from around those stairs around the back approaches a dragonborn. Nope, not that. Nope, stop it. I'm clicking on the wrong token. I think, maybe.
Did you have to kill a poor defenseless bat?
There we go. You don't get to be my age and not be a little cautious. Strange red one.
I guess not, but... We're back.
Summon another one.
Yeah, sure, just casually murder people.
She walks up to Torin and she goes, "Why are you disturbing my peace and bringing these creatures?
These are my siblings. They are not creatures.
Oh, and that just makes them okay to bring to my house? I don't know who you are any more than I know who they are."
Fair enough.
What is the meaning of this? I've been very careful, Torin, to keep them from realizing I'm still alive. He says, "Well, I think a lot of them are still alive. Grepla, please, we need your aid. We need that." And he points up to the telescope jutting out from the side of the mountain. Very well. Come in, come in. Not there. He shudged away from the house. "Come around this way." And she leads you all up and around the rickety old stone stairs into the observatory at the top of the hill. That's what I needed to do, was find a cool observatory.
Failure.
But it is your classic room with the cosmology map in the middle of the room for no readily apparent reason that slowly spins. And there are just shelves covered in books.
Oh, that's pretty.
And there are lots of little tiny automatons scurrying about. Some are cleaning the floor, like she's invented the Roomba. There's a tall, skinny one that's like arranging books and rearranging books for no reason. It looks like it needs something to do. And she pulls out a chair. It's like a rocking chair, and she sits back, and she says, "Now, introductions. I know you." She points at Torin. "I don't know you." She points at the druid. He says, "Arnak." She says, "Arnak, right, fine. Now I know you. Good for you." They call me Grepla the Mad.
Why?
I don't think you're mad at all.
Oh, I can be. Don't try me.
I think
That's
it's
not mad.
difficult to live here.
That's angry.
What? Say that again, young one?
There's a difference between mad and angry. I understand very well you can be angry, but I don't think you're mad.
There are some that don't like... She's kind of pointing at the little robot things. They find it to be odd.
I think they're adorable.
No
They're
imagination.
fascinating.
They're cool.
They are
How they
cool.
work.
They are imaginative. They are magical. And they are mine.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Nevaeh.
Nevaeh, nice to meet you.
The little red one is my brother William.
William.
Oh,
You are a curious
I am.
one, William. Do not touch the mechanical bear.
Mm-hmm.
He is very curious. It will likely get his hand blown off at some point.
Or his bat.
Oh no. Where is your bat?
Luckily, and she holds up the note, I shot him down over the observatory. Tea, anyone?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Excellent.
I
She
am-
hand motion, and one of the little robots trundles out of the room.
I am Avora Sakona to Bolderon. To Roldes.
Toroldes.
Yes. My parents took a ship to Roldes many years ago, and I was born there.
I remember that.
Far across. Yeah. When they made it, far across the sea. But they did not live there for long, and I was raised in an orphanage with my siblings.
I was working in the palace back then.
Things have certainly changed.
Chief Arcanist I was. Things were well back then, before Haran and his religion.
Madness.
Yeah, what did he find on that weird, creepy, cold island?
I did not wait to find out. His last words to me before he left were, "When I return, I would put you in your place." I hoped he would never return, but when he did, I saw myself out.
Good
Very
choice.
smart.
Well, why did he dislike you?
Because of the color of my scales.
Hmm.
He is a bit of a colorist. I don't know if that's the right word.
Seems accurate.
But
There should be no reason why he singled out blacks or whites. It isn't fair.
why have you come here, seeking me? You put myself in danger by being here, you know.
Torin told us that you could assist us. We're trying to help make things better.
He says, "Grepla, I believe all of the surviving blacks and whites were brought to one location for some form of nefarious action. We need to find them, and I thought you could help." He says, "Well, and what are you basing this on?" He kind of looks at the rest of you and says, "I feel it in my gut." She says, "So a gut feeling. You're basing my life and all of the lives of these on a gut feeling." I see.
At least he's not running away.
I would like you to make an intimidation check, please.
Oh.
How far can you see with this giant spyglass of yours?
I can see as far as I want.
Natural 20.
All right. All right. She takes your words for what they were intended. I know you weren't trying to threaten, but it was just that
Definitely
menace.
wasn't meant to.
Right. That she would normally brush off, but it seems to land. And to Nevaeh's question, she says, yes, I can see anywhere.
Can you see Roldev? Or Paris? Or France?
What's
a Paris?
Or your underpants? Is that what you're trying to say? No,
Where
she
the hell? What?
I know, William's getting
Have
he's
you
breaking
gone
the screen.
mad? What the? What are all these places you're speaking of?
She says,
Tara, Osprey
almost.
it
Tara,
takes
Osprey
time.
almost cursed.
It takes time.
Do it.
to
Do it, you
prepare
coward.
the telescope. What? What happened almost?
I said Osprey almost cursed.
So close.
So close. Language.
Do it, you fucking pansy.
Everyone, language. We do not need that type of language here.
Right.
Everyone needs to relax and calm down. De-escalate
I am gonna
the situation.
Sir.
I recommend you shut the fuck up.
Make a persuasion check, Osprey.
I am going to spend a divine retribution. No.
Whoa.
On yourself?
I think Osbright needs to learn to bleep himself.
Divine channel divinity and get advantage.
What? Get it?
Taking us to calm down.
Are you serious?
Certainly.
Tell him I'm gonna just fucking punch you after.
Alright,
what do we need to do to be persuaded?
Roll miserably. It's a fake roll. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, because it failed? Is that why? That's why it's fake?
Well,
he wouldn't get the
Jeremy's
inspiration.
the DM, so.
You're used to hearing Osbright try to de-escalate situations.
Especially,
It's not really escalated at the moment. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead. Yes.
If we point the telescope after you've gotten it ready, of course, to the frozen island, that has given us a lot of curiosity.
Frozen island.
And we seem to think that has something to do with the new religion.
Is that the island Haran went to?
I believe so, yes.
Haran's folly.
Yes. If you wanted to see Warmstone, I could show you that right now. To see anything further requires preparation.
Ow.
And a little bit of information. I can't just tell it, find me all the missing Dragonborn, she says, looking at Torin. I need more to go on than that.
Okay, what do you need?
Preferably a specific person I'm looking for, or maybe an item that is located or connected to...
Do you know any of these people that were taken away?
Torin says, well, I believe they have my wife and my son there. So
for them specifically.
Would names help you, Grandpa? They could definitely help. Scrying is not 100% accurate at all times, and even if I should spot the people in question, it won't tell me where they are. It will tell me that they are.
Ah, I see.
It will take time to prepare, but again, once per day. So if you want me to look at Roldes and Haran's Folly and
Roldes is not a priority now. We were just curious.
We don't know. Don't pay too much attention to William.
I see. The tea is here. You look over and one of the little robots is trundling in with another one that's kind of looks like a mobile TV tray, but the feet move, and on top of it there's a pitcher with some glasses. And it just kind of
coffee
parks.
Coming through. Please watch your step.
It kind of parks itself in the middle of the room, and she grabs a cup and she says, "Please help yourselves. I don't serve you. I'm not a waitress."
We wouldn't expect you to.
I grab one.
Where did you create these magical automatons anyway?
Magic, mostly. A little bit of
That'll do it.
tinkering, the use of some tools and some artisanry. It's quite easy to do, actually, if you know anything about the arcane. Are you a practitioner?
Yes, I'm a wizard.
It's a start.
Yeah.
He's an alchemist.
I know nothing of the arcane. So these seem brilliant. That's all I know.
She gets up out of her rocking chair and she walks over to the bookshelf. And she grabs one of the volumes. She says, "Here, you might find this interesting." She kind of throws it like a frisbee at Osric.
Catch it.
It's kind of like it's player's handbook thick.
Can I make an athletics check?
Sure.
Catch it.
It hits him in the head, and then he catches it.
It kind of slaps you in the chest and hits the floor. And when it hits the floor, it kind of lands open, and you see like a blueprint diagram of one of the bookshelf robots, and just in Draconic, all kinds of formulas and drawings all over the side of it. She says, "It's my early notes. I don't need them anymore."
It's almost like necromancy, but different. Bringing life to things, but
necromancy is dangerous. You're giving life to something that's not supposed to be alive anymore. In this case, you're just giving automation to the inanimate. It's much, much different. Much safer. You don't risk waking any demons or anything bad that way.
I'll try to pet it.
And she kind of gives William a sideline glance when she says demons.
Hey, I don't deal with demons.
Wait, do any of us pick up on
you
that?
are a demon.
Yeah, she doesn't hide it. She just kind of looks at it when she says it. I mean, Nevaeh looks demony too, but she's purple. He's red, so he kind of.
We don't hide it either.
The dirtiest of looks.
Okay.
You were just going to say you shoot William.
William, period.
Hey, I don't hide it. There's demon in my ancestry. I don't know where.
I am aware of that, Navarra, but William...
Navarra.
It's fine. Whatever.
Avera is my insurance company.
Is that IRL?
Yeah.
I mean...
All right.
No, it's his in-game insurance company.
I mean, you're a bard, Navarra.
I've never heard of it. So.
I expect devilry from you.
Oh my god!
Shots fired at the DM. I heard it. I almost felt it, you guys. Shooting at me.
Shots fired at
Save it for tomorrow.
Shots fired at any bard.
More so the college that I went to, of course.
What? What's wrong with Psychic Fish? It's the greatest band ever.
Greatest band ever.
I'm a paladin. I don't listen to music.
Not even divine hymns?
I mean,
cracked himself up.
I mean, my music is monks chanting.
I'd take no part in making music for you.
Different monks.
I mean, if you really wanted to put somebody to sleep, I have a spell for that.
Hey, hold on. I like it. Monks chanting.
Says, well, I don't have a lot of room for all of you to stay, but there's a small island, a little grassy island on the side there. You can set up a little tent camp there somewhere.
We're happy to sleep outdoors.
Stay out of my house.
You clearly
I got this.
Buildings.
Yes, I have living quarters, my living quarters, and I have my observatory filled with all kinds of dangerous and exciting things that I don't want you touching.
William.
Paladin, I'm holier than thou. I'm going to try and persuade my way to stay in someone else's house.
Maybe if I give you something, like she points at Osric, then you can look at it.
I'm still looking. I have not...
Actually, bro, I thought you said she could keep that.
I have not looked away from William.
Okay.
At all. Because I feel like when she says there's items that we shouldn't touch, I feel like William is the one to like start.
That's
to
William's indicator to be like, there's stuff here.
Start to raise his hand to ask a question. Like and I just immediately try to burn him with my eyes.
And I look then?
Looking and touching are two different things. Don't touch.
Look with your eyes, not your hands.
I'm pretty sure Dad taught you that.
I'll summon my
I tell that
mage
to
hand.
Jared all the time.
I will smack your hand if you summon your mage hand.
I'll summon my mage hand. What about this?
Oh my god.
I'm assuming that's a no.
Your smacking your hand's gonna hurt a lot more than me smacking your hand.
How close are we to William? Or how close am I to William?
It's not a very big room. You're probably fairly close to him.
All right, I smack him upside the back of the head.
Whap! Make a concentration check, Chris.
I guess they teach corporal punishment in
DC 10
church
because
school.
It's not really damaging. It's just distracting. All right, you lose the mage hand.
Good.
William.
Well, that was rather disproportionate.
Pushing your boundaries is going to make people angry.
I put the better picture of her in the watch party chat.
We are in somebody else's house. You shall show respect.
Yeah, listen to Dad.
She's like, I'm liking you more and more, Paladin.
I am the oldest.
That makes someone.
He's always like this. You probably love him.
He's normally a party pooper.
He's a kiss ass.
I am Osbright, the kiss ass party pooper.
That's your service.
Do you need any parties pooped on?
However, yes, I have a ritual that I can cast that is fine. That little green island over there. Yes, thank you.
That's a big Let me shrink it.
What did you learn how to do, Nevaeh?
Leoman's tiny hut.
Oh.
I'm not sure we can all fit in that.
It'll hold up to 9 medium creatures.
Oh,
sweet. That's exactly how many.
Does it actually look like a little hut? How does that work?
No, it's a dome.
Do you stack them like cordwood?
It's a dome, and you can change.
It's like a 10-foot dome. It's the spell that Caleb in Critical Role uses all the time.
Right. There, look, I changed my background. Now I'm sitting in front of the little hut. All right. Torin says, come on, Arnak, let us forage for. Perhaps we can make a meal this evening.
We have food if you're interested.
She says, Torin, before you go, the code word for the cannons is Thunder Knuckles. He's like, what? Just say Thunder Knuckles across the bridge, all right? Don't ask questions. And he kind of smiles and nods, and the two of them head out the door. Wow. Is the tea all right for you? If it's not, I don't care.
The tea is lovely. Thank you for your hospitality.
Yeah, you show good manners for someone not raised here. I'm impressed. Perhaps I will have to check
father did a wonderful job.
Role it is someday. Very well. I have much to prepare for if we're going to use the scrying scope tomorrow. So please get out. And she kind of shoos you out the door.
You heard the lady. Get out.
Roll out.
Mm-hmm. All right, and you see a little dome hut thing on the grassy hill across the way where Nevaeh slapped it down. How long does that last? 24 hours?
8 hours.
8 hours? Okay.
Sir,
yeah, I was planning on doing it before we went to.
Oh, so not till you're okay.
The correct terminology is grassy knoll.
Shots fired!
Never mind.
I don't see any knolls there.
Especially not a grassy one.
Maybe
You guys are
cold.
killing me.
All right. So, do you have any actions? It is
With a rifle.
about sundown when Torin and Arnak come back with looks like some kind of grazing animal carcass, like a deer, but not quite. That they've already mostly butchered, so that it didn't make a mess over here where you're going to be sleeping.
Awesome.
And they, set about preparing it on some kind of a fire somewhere, and
I want to see if we can supplement it with any of our rations or anything so that it can be shared, if they don't mind.
I offer my assistance in cutting it up.
okay.
Not that I'm skilled in that, but
Right, probably a survival thing. More like you learn from them how to do it.
I offer Vanrail to help.
Yeah, Vanna knows how to do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you spend the afternoon just kind of chatting, I guess, with Arnak, Torin about general nothing. You don't really see much of Grelpa for the rest of the night. Although you do see light and you hear the occasional banging of what sounds like pots and pans being knocked over coming out of the observatory. And then, probably close to midnight, she comes trundling down the stairs, goes into her front door, slams it shut, and for the rest of the night, she's inside. And you set up your tent and get sleep yourself. Does anyone take watches at all?
I take first watch.
Might as well.
I
Do with
don't.
the spell.
I don't because I'm pretty comfortable in there. Creatures and objects
And we have
within
enough
the
people.
dome with you when you cast a spell can move through it freely. Other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it. Spells and magical
You also
effects
have to
can't
stay
extend
inside
through the
anyway.
dome. Right.
Right. And there's
So I'm
7
gonna take
people
second.
with 2 black dragons, so that's 9. So that's exactly the number you can have.
Yeah,
Gonna take
I'm going to take second watch.
Okay. Anyone on a third watch?
Yeah,
I
we
will.
do.
Beyond all the watches.
Brian, did you say you were casting a spell?
No.
Okay.
He said he was
Sorry.
taking first watch.
Oh, okay.
So it's Osric and Osbright on first watch.
Yep.
Although I'm pretty sure Osric is going to be reading that book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And William doesn't sleep anymore, right? You took the evocation?
You don't have to sleep at all?
No.
Nope.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Hacked at the tome.
Even more reason to be suspicious of him.
Your suspicion knows no bounds.
Perception really a 9?
Well, I mean, if you're a paladin,
Yep.
do you really have an end to your suspicion?
I guess not.
So while Osric is supposed to be on watch, he's just pouring through this book. And because you have levels in Wizard, the stuff that would be completely over everyone else's head, you're able to grasp quickly. Because this book wasn't written to be a introductory guide to whatever the class is again. I already forgotten. Artificer. But it is like, it assumes that the reader already knows a lot of basic arcane knowledge because it's more of a notebook of hers than it is an actual guide. It was like her learning process. So there's like whole pages that are basically useless because they're experiments that went awry. Like it'll be this long formula and then the next page, never mind, that didn't work.
Amazing.
So it's almost like you're learning then unlearning to relearn, but you're seeing the process.
Of course.
And it strangely actually makes it easier to understand. And a couple times, I'm not going to make you roll for it. I'll say that as you're reading one page, you realize as you're reading it, nah, that's not going to work. And then the next page, that didn't work. And you're like, yeah, I kind of... But yeah, you definitely start to pick up the basics of what you might need. for your interesting future. And in the morning,
William will be kind of trying to read over his shoulders, but probably not understanding very well.
Right. Yeah, you don't have the schooling to understand the formulas.
Arcana, but yeah.
Right. As a not book based caster.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a book.
That's true.
But not that book.
Leave any messages while you're sleeping?
A book, he says.
Nope.
Okay. Anyone have any other actions before we let the sun come up? You're a kitty cat.
You're gonna go AFK.
Hunter, is
for
that your cat
3
purring like
seconds.
crazy?
Oh, look at that guy.
Oh, look at it.
Oh, Mr.
My
Kitty.
baby.
Yeah.
He's my baby.
Love big kitties.
You're gonna go AFK for like 3 seconds.
Is that
Okay.
Okay, wait.
One,
is
two.
is that the good boy or the bad
Terrible.
boy?
This is the good boy. This is the one that.
Lurking.
Well, he was also a bad boy because on one Thursday night when we left the door open for Warbler to come in, Mookie went out for 2 hours. But
Oh,
he
no.
also ran in. He ran in later, and he was like covered in rain. And I was like, "You're an asshole." But he doesn't like outside very much.
This is I just posted in that watch party. I think my view out the door into Jared's room. There's 2 scary black cats on the banister. There it is.
Oh.
Aw.
Just perched. Weirdos. So in the morning, the sun comes up and you can hear noises coming from the observatory. If she slept at all, it was not very long.
What kind of noises?
Again, like clanking, machinery moving, whirring, crackles of electricity, and you see the telescope kind of swivel about a little bit. Slowly, but just kind of a... Why are you yelling at me, EJ? Why are you yelling at me?
Because I forgot caps lock was on. Yeah.
So he's yelling at me, guys. You gotta save me.
You're married. What do you want us to do?
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know, you signed up.
I asked for
you
this.
Signed a contract. You signed a contract.
I did. Not bad, I guess.
That's how you lost your soul.
Yep.
I wasn't using it.
I ate it.
Hunter, you sure?
All right.
You sure you want to sign up for something like this?
I'm back.
I mean, I don't know if it'll ever happen, so...
Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired, and he's not
That's
even...
somebody who's not even here.
He's not even here.
All right.
So what features does Pact of the Married get you?
Dinner.
Joint bank account?
Dinner.
Yeah.
It gets you dinner.
Tax breaks, I guess.
It gives him dinner that's sufficient rather than...
I almost said that. I was like, that's not right. Yeah, I probably wouldn't eat half the meals I eat if she didn't also live here, because I forget to eat sometimes.
It also gets you unnamed perks that we won't go into.
Right?
Okay.
You didn't need to say that?
Well, that's
And also,
why,
you don't need to be married for
That's
that,
why
so...
It's true. That is
it's
true.
That is absolutely true. I have not been married for over 10 years, so...
Longer than that.
Perks in the
Let's
unnamed
move
game?
on. Can we move
Yes, let's
on?
move on. Let's move on.
Move on.
Anyway.
So, what do you folks want to do as the Liamon's tiny hut evaporates around you?
Jump off the cliff.
No.
Ah!
No, you are not jumping off the cliff. This is not how this ends.
Well, maybe keep a watch out around us. That's about it.
No.
I'm gonna make some tea
you
for
don't
everybody.
sleep, so I don't trust you to keep watch.
William, did you want to spend 10 gold in resources to make another familiar, or are you happy with that one for now?
The dead one, you mean?
Yeah, you can conjure a new one. You can recast Find Familiar
Yeah, so the Find Familiar spell and the Paladin Summon Mount spell is a reusable resource now, and not a disposable, hey, I lost my familiar. What am I gonna do? You just recast the spell.
In second edition, someone kills your familiar, you lose a level.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you have to make a con save?
Yep.
Yep, it's the same.
Potentially die.
It was the same in first level as well.
Yeah, because the familiar was like part of your essence or something, so losing it was a super traumatic experience.
Yeah, I almost want to say you gave up a point of your con for it or something. Or maybe that's a homunculi.
Yeah,
if you make a homunculi, I think you give up a point of something.
Oh, I see. But do you need to spend the money to recast it to resummon it?
Yeah, it uses 10 gold pieces worth of incense, so I'll just assume that.
Okay.
You know, you spend 10 gold, and we'll assume that that's money you had at some point invested in resources.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so sometime in the middle of the night, your bat reappears. And transmits you a horrible image of being blasted apart by a firebolt.
Should have flown higher. Oh, what a jerk.
Great. And eventually, like around 10 a.m. or so, from the window, you hear, "Are you coming up or what?"
We're on our way, lady.
Guess that's our cue.
And the 9 of you march up the stairs and around the corner, and the door is open. Little robotic servants are holding it for you. The tall one that's kind of like an animated coat rack kind of tips a top hat for no reason as you enter.
I'll nod back.
And she's got a seat arranged in front of the telescope. And there's a little end table next to it with a book with some formula drawn on it. There's a couple vials. Look like they've recently been emptied of whatever liquid is in there. And she says, "So, how do you wish to go about this? What am I scrying on?" And Torin's like, "Well, unless someone else here has a more pressing issue."
No, we don't.
Perhaps my wife?
My wife.
And she says you will have to give me some more information to go on than just a name. Any trinkets or memorabilia you might be carrying that belong to her. And he approaches and he kind of pulls a pendant from around his neck, and it's like a little two-parter, but he's got both parts at the moment, and he kind of hands her the piece, and he explains some details about who she is, what she is. And she says that should be sufficient. And she does a few arcane looking little symbolisms and patterns in the air, and she says some words of magic, and she turns a couple cranks on the side of the spyglass, and a lot of other mumbo jumbo happens, and there's a flare of white light just in the room in general. Everyone, for a moment, your vision goes white. And as it clears, you see that the whole telescope is kind of gleaming. Like it's got an inner light to it. She peers down and she's looking through the scope. I make an insight check.
Everybody?
Yeah, if you're watching.
All right.
Should I bother?
Okay.
Excuse me.
She's actively trying to hide any emotions or thoughts or whatever might be going through her mind, but Nevaeh, Dura, Vanril, and Osric. You can read that there's like a tension in her shoulders, like as she's watching through, everything's calm and fine, and then all of a sudden there's like a slight wince, and she pulls back from the eyepiece, and she says, "Torin, your wife is alive." He's like, "Oh,
That's good news.
thank the maker, thank Torgarod? No, never."
I want to see if I can get a little bit closer to her and say, but what's wrong with her?
All right, make a persuasion roll. Okay.
Yeah!
She says,
Wow.
she kind of just steps back and she motions to the eyepiece. Have a look if you like.
I think she's
But
persuasioned.
It's not. She kind of just turns her back away as you look. So as you peer in, it starts with a close-up of a black dragonborn face, female. She looks alive. Her eyes are moving. And the view kind of slowly pulls back for you. And you realize that it looks like she hasn't eaten in a long time. Or if she's eating, she's not eating much. She's super thin, wearing just tattered rags. And as the camera pulls back, you see that there's a chain. Her wrists are cuffed, and there's a chain running through it. And there's a dragonborn in front, and there's a dragonborn behind. And as it pans back a little bit more, there's another dragonborn and another dragonborn. And the line is like 8 dragonborn long. And at the front and back of the line, you see crab-like creatures that you have fought before. I will make a nice big one for you. These things, the Chul that you fought in the lair of the Aboleth.
Yeah.
And the one in the front has the lead chained around its waist. Actually, both of them have so the chain is linked to the Chul and then run through the links of all the Dragonborn. And they're walking along in an underground cavern, or it looks to be underground. It's definitely damp. The walls are covered in some kind of moss dripping everywhere. It's very dark. And at the head of the line, next to the lead Chul, you see a Dragonborn with pale gray skin, with like a tentacle for one arm, the robes of a Torgarod priest. And that's where the vision kind of zooms back in and starts again. It doesn't pull out much further than that.
All right, so I will.
That's what she said.
I'll turn to her and I'll tell her when it pulled back, there was a dragonborn with gray scales and like a tentacle for a hand. I don't
From
know.
the cult. From
You've seen a lot of
new
them.
religion.
Haran was like that.
Yes.
What's her name?
If
The woman we met at the temple.
Yeah.
If it goes out again, I wonder if either of you will recognize him.
It repeats, I believe.
Yeah. And after you pulled away from it, Torin kind of pushes his way so he can look as well.
Torin, please brace yourself.
And he watches it for about as long as you had to, and he comes away, and his eyes are just kind of red rimmed, and you can see rage boiling under the the scales, and he's like, "Where are they?" And she said,
"Your anger, we're going to need it."
I told you, Torin, scrying is not 100%. I said I could find out if she was alive. I did not say I could tell you exactly where she was.
So did it look like they were like inside the frozen whatever?
No, it didn't look cold. It looked just wet.
Does anybody have any spells that can locate somebody or an item if they've seen them? Do any of you have any spells like that?
I don't think so.
I will have to look and see if that's something that she can pick up. Because artificers are like clerics in that they automatically know all the spells. They just have to prepare them.
Right.
So I'll have to look at her spell list, and the druid as well may have something like that.
Let's see mine.
He says, we have to find her.
We will.
Well, does anyone know that one with the tentacle arm?
It's
It's
The priest?
it's a member of the cult.
one of the
Of the-
priests.
Right, but
The
can
temple
anyone
camp.
identify them? Maybe if we knew who that was, we could figure out where this.
I didn't recognize it. But there are only 9 of them. But it has been a few decades since I worked for the Emperor, and I did not commit all their names to memory, I'm afraid.
The only spell I have is Sending, and since I'm not familiar with Torrin's wife, I don't think it'll work. Or it won't work very well.
There might be a role for it. But at that moment, there's a horn blast. Just inside the building. And she's like, were you expecting someone?
No.
And she goes to the window and looks out. Well, someone's coming. Great.
Anybody we recognize? Can we see?
When you go to the window and you look, and all you can see is 3 figures off in the distance. She grabs the telescope and turns some dials and cranks in it, whatever, and it kind of just swings around, becomes a regular old telescope. She smacks it once, and the vision blinks out. And she looks through it, and she goes, "Well, it appears we have company."
I'd like to see, please.
You peer through, and you see one of the cult priests and 3 of the Bronze Royal Guard marching up the trail toward the bridge.
I don't believe they're following us.
And that's where I'm going to stop for the week.
Rude.
You mean for the month?
Well, yeah, you're right, because I think Halloween is in 2 weeks. No, 2 weeks you're gone, right? And we're also going to be technically gone. So yeah, you're right, for a month. Cliffhanger into a fight.
All right, well, so my last words would be to the 3 of them, just do what you do to not get seen.
Time to throw people off the bridge.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
We want to question one.
Sarah's favorite.
It's a possibility.
Violence, my favorite.
If you take them alive.
What if we cling to the underside of the bridge and stab at their feet from beneath them?
Well,
you do that, and then when they jump, I'll throw them off.
It's a rope bridge, so if you cut any of the ropes, yeah.
He's just stabbing between the planks.
Those are hard.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about them.
If this was Assassin's Creed, then they can't
I have
see
slow
if you're hanging
fall.
from a ledge. They can't see down, apparently. You just stab up.
If that's how I go, being stupid, that's how I go.
Sure.
I could burn the bridge.
Sure. I'm just saying, as players, you
and then we'll actually need this.
You should never think your strategy is completely foolproof.
Right.
You didn't say it was. I think it's like full prone.
All right.
Full prone?
Yes.
All right.
Full porn.
As are most of our decisions.
And I will purify them onto the map. Boink!
All right. And
you see guards that look like this, and you see the priest that looks like that.
Okay. Oh. Is that a silver?
It's kind of a gray. It's supposed to be like a matte gray.
There is no such thing as
shiny.
a gray dragon.
No, you're right. They lose their color when
These
they
are
become
all creepy cult dragons.
So that means he was a silver.
No, he could have been gold. They're just faded.
Anything.
It's like when you buy a gold toy as a kid and you keep rubbing on it till it turns that flat plastic because the gold paint chips off.
Semantics.
Usually those are white underneath.
Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid, they were gray.
All right, I'm ending